Hello, my fellow nerds, and welcome back to the podcast.
Yo, yo.
If you like the content you're seeing here, give it a thumbs up.
Hold on. There it is.
Wow.
Wow.
And rate, review, tell us what you think, and there's a PS5 giveaway at the end of this. So a big old bomb dropped earlier in the week saying that Kevin Feige is going to sue Redditors who leak anything Marvel. He's tired of spoiler culture. He thinks that's one of the reasons that Marvel movies have not done so much at the box office recently is because everything, and I do mean everything, has been spoiled. Almost 90 to 100% of every movie and every TV show has been spoiled. Is Kevin Feige and Disney right to sue Redditors? Sleepy, you start us off on this one.
Ooh.
Because Sleepy said before the mics went hot.
I'm a halfway house kind of guy on
He
this.
said he's in between.
I'm in
He's in
between
between here.
because sometimes subtle leaks, small leaks are good for it because it hypes it up. But entire plot scripts and stuff like that being posted, I'm not okay with. But I'm okay with like subtle, like, oh, this person was casted here, or this little part of the movie is right here. But like that whole scripts like we got with Ant-Man.
We got the whole movie.
We got every single aspect of it.
We also got the fact that they reshot the ending because we got the whole movie.
Yes.
That also leaked before the movie came out.
Which is
Ant-Man was
Right.
like,
Crazy.
what, 99.9% leaked.
Oh,
It was stunning.
yeah, 99% leak.
It was stunning how much leaked out.
yep.
So
agree.
I understand why he's suing and why they're
100%.
suing Redditors. And because in the past, you didn't get this. This started with Endgame.
Yeah.
And that leak we got was that the day before the movie, we knew 100% of the movie. I mean, 100%. Everything went in line with what me and him read.
Yeah.
It was stunning.
Yeah, so did Ant-Man pretty much, besides the end.
Yeah. No. Remember,
See-
the ending leaked too that they reshot it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a tricky
See,
situation.
I haven't given an opinion yet, but go ahead.
It is weird.
No. But what else do you think about it?
I could also like
Like, what?
I agree with him suing, but I feel like he's aiming it at the wrong direction a little bit because it's his own people that he's either contracting or his own people are the ones dishing it out.
That's why you have a mole in the.
Yeah, so you
and the
have
team.
you have an integrity problem within your own four walls for the leaks not to happen. So I'm like on the fence. Like it's a weird one to be blaming the Redditors, but they're also ones posting it, so it is stolen
It's-
content.
It's really, really weird. This is one of the topics that's probably the weirdest thing because he's blaming Reddit. But at the same time, I don't think Reddit is the problem with this movie underperforming.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, look, I'm gonna be honest. We read Endgame before it came out, right? We read the whole thing. We still went to that theater. We still cried. I cried.
Cried.
7 times
I cried at home.
in a 48-hour span, 6 or 7 times for both of us.
Exactly. So, it was sad. And we read it and we still went and enjoyed the movie. Do I think it's now before that nothing had leaked?
No,
It seems like lately a lot of things are leaking.
right.
And the fact that they are leaking probably because what you're talking about is something that leaked like a month before the movie was out, right? And
We did a podcast on it.
we did.
Down below.
Yeah. We'll even put it in the description.
Yep.
So just in case they know what we're talking about. But we did do an episode on it. And we took it with a grain of salt. We still gave it the benefit of the doubt and said, nah, this might not be the movie. When we were watching it, and as I was watching it, I'm like, damn, those leaks were pretty legit.
Yeah.
Pretty legit.
All the way down to him being the best Avenger.
till the ending, which they had reshot it.
Which was another leak that they reshot the ending because it tested bad. And they were saying that a week before the movie that they reshot the ending because it tested bad. And sure enough, we now know they reshot the ending a week before the movie and rushed it out there real quick. I'm sort of torn on this one. I understand that you have a right to credibility, and it does leak out so much lately that this never happened with Marvel in the past.
It never happened.
And now, if you're doing a voice cast for a character that you've done in the past, you're online talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you're a costume designer on the set, one of your minions, for lack of a better term, leaks something. So everything gets out there.
Yeah.
And the beauty in technology is that if it leaks and they take it down 30 minutes later, I tell you so you can screenshot it and then send it to him so he can screenshot it, and then it slowly works its way around.
And it's never out of the internet.
Right. So it never goes away. But the point of these movies is leaks.
Yes.
With the TV shows or the
Exactly.
movies, Star Wars, DC, any kind of nerd culture. That's how we live. That's how we speculate.
That's
one
how-
of the reasons we do podcast episode and everybody else is leak culture. Because
Yeah.
people want to know.
Yep.
We could do theories about the whole situation, but it's beautiful when you have something that get leaked and you're speculating on it.
Yeah.
Now it's your job to start probably releasing different leaks to. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is just use yourself leak stuff that are not really the correct thing to overshadow the correct thing. I'm just saying, because to be honest, it's like you said, that's why we have this channel,
Right.
because of leaks, rumors, news. And I feel like if you start doing that, I understand, but you can't blame everything on Reddit. Because like I said, I read Endgame hours before, like a day before?
Day before we read it. The entire movie.
And we still went and seen the movies like 7 times.
We still freaked out. We were still shocked.
And
were
we
still
knew that
emotional.
Cap-
We knew the entire movie.
and we knew.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally knew the
script.
entire movie.
See, but the thing is, like, with Endgame,
Time.
it didn't change. It was the correct thing. The fact that it happened a month in advance and they decide to reshoot and stuff like that is what really kind of is like,
But with Multiverse of Madness and Love and Thunder, they leaked too much in the trailers. With the bad Bob there, he put everything in the trailers. He put everything out there. He put the Illuminati out there. Mm-hmm. He decided to put Professor X in a Super Bowl trailer. He decided to put Wanda's destruction of the Illuminati in a little Twitter trailer, which the old Kevin Feige and the new Bob, which is now the old Bob, would have never done.
Less is
Right.
more.
And that would have made more money had they not spoiled so much of Multiverse of Madness.
yeah, because I already had one. And the fact is that when, Multiverse of Madness was leaking,
Yeah.
me and you were like, oh, shit, if they're letting this leak,
Yeah.
there has to be some crazy shit on that
Yeah.
movie. And then you finish the movie and you're like, maybe the end credit scene is what really, come on, that end credit scene, baby. And then you see the end credit scenes and you're like, this movie sucks.
Yeah. Because they gave away all the good stuff in the
Yeah.
trailers. The same with Love and Thunder. They gave away so much.
I think they should have went the Sony way and deny shit,
Right.
edit shit from
Don't-
the trailer.
Don't allow people to come to their premiere
Exactly.
and just you lie. I don't care what you say, you lie. And you lie to your loved ones. They say, no, I'm not in this movie. What the fuck you talking about? No, it ain't true.
Exactly.
And it turned out to be a success. So,
There's strategies to it.
yeah.
It's how you want to do it. It sucks that things are getting leaked, but
It creates hype.
thank you. it does create hype, especially between the YouTube community, and the podcasters and everybody that does this, that we do. If you take that away, then what are we gonna do? Speculate between what we read in comics and what we think?
But you can't have 100% of your movie leaked.
And that's
Endgame was special. It hurt. Ant-Man, I do think it hurt.
because it wasn't a month in advance.
Okay, so here's your solution. Stop hiring third parties to do your subtitles.
But you can't.
You can't.
You want to know why? Because everybody's doing something that involves one of these VFX companies.
That's true, yeah.
And eventually you go from the ones you could trust to the ones you're like, who hire out a fourth party to do it, the way brokers do with truck drivers. I buy a load at $4,000, and by the time it gets picked up, it's only worth $1,500.
Oh.
It's the same way because there's so much stuff now. Between the Star Wars and the Lord of the Rings and the Marvel and the
That's fair.
DC and the Amazon and the Apple content, there aren't enough VFX people out there and subtitle people out there.
That's true.
They're overworked and you
Underpaid.
give me, $100 under the table. Hey,
I'm gonna throw these leaks out there.
yeah.
Shit, I'll bring you Kevin Feige's whole whiteboard if you give me a couple of thousands.
Imagine how valuable that would be
Oh,
to get that, or even James Gunn's whiteboard now.
exactly.
If you could get that, look, everybody speculates on the slate.
Yes.
What if you actually got an actual picture
Ooh.
and you could post, or you could
That's
just
fake
write off
Photoshop.
what's on it, and I just show a couple of people, I got the whiteboard, and here's what's on there. And they verified it, yeah, I saw the picture.
I saw the picture.
He can't post it because he'll get sued, but what he says is true.
Yep.
Wow.
And then you get people and be like, how much you think this is worth for you?
Yeah.
You know? So that's what's going on, to be honest. With the
Remember,
leaks and
trailers
everything.
Spider-Man trailer leaked online the Saturday night, Sunday morning, a bad version of it. But the first trailer leaked online because Sony wasn't going to release it because of COVID. They were talking about still delaying the movie, and it leaked. And then they sort of had to put it out anyway. It was a horrible version. I watched it because I wanted to see.
Me too. And it was beautiful.
Remember that footage I got of Infinity War?
Yeah.
It was not special effects finished. I said, I got it. You want to see it? No one turned me down.
I don't blame them.
No one. And it was bad special effects, but it gave you something
Yeah.
because that's the culture we live in.
And
For
it
some
hyped you up.
reason, we want to know.
We want to know as much as you're trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
We want to know. And that's why we go to these movies, because we want to be proved wrong.
Right.
That we weren't right. And then, but at the same time, I do agree when you spoil 99% of the movie like that.
That's bad.
And
Some
maybe,
leaks are-
yeah, maybe if it was like a day before, I understand. But a month before,
Yeah.
Which definitely killed it.
we talked about it like a month before.
Right.
So, yeah.
We know a certain post-credit scene was cut from Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
We know an opening scene was cut from Multiverse of Madness. We know a lot of scenes were cut from Love and Thunder, not including the ones they've already released. Because they've decided that since you know stuff, we don't want to do it now.
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
Very stupid.
It's stupid. Oh, yeah, we're going to punish you. Man, eventually people are going to turn on you
Right.
because
Okay,
you're pulling
bye.
shit like that.
Love and Thunder, Jane Foster transformation, but nope.
Know that Wanda
Oh, that
cutting
one.
off Mordo's head.
That would have been
Doctor Strange.
sick.
That would've
I
been
still
dope.
get angry. That would have been perfect.
That would have been beautiful to start
That is a
the
s-
movie like that.
That is a Sam Raimi movie. We
Yes.
got a Disney movie instead of a Sam Raimi Multiverse of Madness.
Well, I think
Exactly.
The
Disney
fact that
was
Deadpool was in that movie
And you caught
under
it.
and you cut it.
I feel like they're too afraid to dip their toes into that.
No, it's just
No,
that they
it's-
do it
it's-
just to prove like, we do what we want.
Right. Because
True.
think about it. They film maybe 6 hours of footage and you have to cut it and then finish the VFX. So most of the stuff, the VFX hasn't been finished. because we're going to cut it anyway.
That makes sense.
It's like you watch the 6-hour cut. Okay, then you cut it to 5, you cut it to 4, you cut it to 3, and then you debate between 2 and 2.5. And you debate, or do we give it the full 3?
That makes sense.
And that's where the debate comes in. But they always do a rough cut 6 hours of footage.
Because they were mandatory 2-hour run times.
At
right?
that time,
At
yeah.
that time, and that hurt that movie.
That hurt
bad.
that movie because you had to cut so much.
That hurt that movie really bad.
Thor needed time. Thor needed space to breathe. It felt like jumping from one
No, it,
to another to another.
No, all of their movies needed more.
Needed-
Like Multiverse. If you give Thor and Multiverse a half hour each, it's a better movie. If you cut a half hour,
Power of Black Panther is a better movie.
It's a better movie.
That's true.
Yeah. You gave the half an hour to the movie that didn't need it,
Right. Nope.
and cut it from the movies that really needed it.
Right.
Yep.
Because when you see how Multiverse of Madness is edited,
Yeah.
and you see Thor,
Yeah.
you know,
Because it goes too quick.
hmm
Spider-Man was 2.5 hours.
it was beautiful.
It flowed perfectly.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with you.
You know, I'll think about it. What half hour would you cut from No Way Home?
You
That's
couldn't
what I'm-
find one.
That's what I'm saying. It's
If I could,
perfectly flowed.
nope, you can't cut one. I
Right.
was gonna say when they're in the apartment doing the thing, but that's where
I mean, when he does the spell, and like the 2 Spider-Man come in.
no. When they're in the apartment and he's doing the everything to help the enemy, the villains.
Right.
But if you cut that, you miss the whole Aunt May getting killed.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
you can't cut from that movie.
Nope.
If I had to cut,
Remember, 30 minutes.
You can't find it.
The reason you can't cut because it's a Sony movie, and Sony realized what they had, and that's why it's $1.9 billion without China. By the way, without China, it was that big a movie,
without China.
right? And so I'm torn because I understand you need to protect the integrity of the film, but I like the spoilers,
I like
whether
the
we were doing this
spoilers,
podcast or not.
yeah.
I like to just sit around and talk to you.
Same.
So what do you think?
Do you think the spoilers are right?
This is true.
That's why
What
I'm
do you
on the
think?
fence.
And I'll be damned, but the spoilers you gave us were 100% true.
Yeah,
Like I said, damn near 100% true.
that is
Like
true.
I have never seen spoilers be that accurate. And then a certain person, I don't know, former wrestler, gets on the red carpet and spoils the end of his movie.
You let it happen.
Right. He just puts it out there.
And it wasn't once.
Right.
It was
Because-
consistent.
And we know we'll do this later. He says, look, I got booed at Comic-Con. I need Henry Cavill. They filmed the scene. Henry Cavill's in the movie, by the way. And he walks in the theater, and he walks in the premiere, and it's like, yeah, but we saw it. We freaked out when we saw it.
Yep.
Even
Yeah.
though we knew it was coming.
The
It made
theater
it.
freaked out.
Yeah. And everybody knew.
Yep. Because we don't care.
Right.
We just want to
No.
see it.
If you give me something good, I don't mind being spoiled. Did it cost maybe a couple $100 million?
Yes.
Maybe. But it's also partially your fault.
At the same time, it's not our fault if we don't like what you're writing.
I don't see.
If your scripts
I don't think.
too.
I don't know.
I think El Miambe from Heroic Hollywood said this a couple years ago. For some reason, this generation of film goers love spoiler culture. They want to know.
Yeah.
Yes.
He says 10, 20 years ago, no one wanted to know anything. I'll just see it in the theater.
That's why a lot of people are critics. That's why a lot of people have podcasts. That's why a lot of people have YouTube channels and review, because everybody wants to know everybody's opinion and give their own opinion.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, pretty much.
So we're in agreement?
Yeah, we're in
We're in
agreement.
agreement. We're on both sides.
We're on both sides.
We understand the pros and the cons.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right. If you like the content you hear, like I said earlier, give us a thumbs up. Come on.
I gotta turn
Make
it
it work. Let's see if you can get it to work this time.
Hold on.
There we go. You can do it. There we go. Give us a thumbs
Thumbs
up.
up.
All right. share this video with others, rate, review it, and if you do leave a comment and we pick you at 5,000 subscribers, you will win a PS5. Deuces, nerds.